stack them.
Barry, this isn't a Roadrunner cartoon.
How fast would it need to go to run up the side of a building?
Baby, ya yo me enteré, se nota cuando me ves. Ahí donde no has llegado, sabes que yo te llevaré. Y dime qué quieres beber, es que tú eres mi bebé. Y de nosotros, ¿quién va a hablar si no nos dejamos ver?
The Jays did a thing. What the? They did a thing. Like, what? What?
Well, there is a lot of MLB news to cover in this video. At first, this was a Joe Musgrove trade, and now I am rewriting this intro because I am covering this trade, and there's been like 5 signings because the Blue Jays decided that they all of a sudden wanted to have a top payroll in baseball, and I felt like I should briefly talk about DJ Lemahieu. Also, this video does have a special guest, so without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, Musgrove. Musgrove first came over to the Pirates in the Garrett Cole trade. I mean, we've seen what happens when guys get traded out of Pittsburgh. They turn into aces because Pittsburgh lacks any type of competence at developing players. I mean, just see Glasnow, Cole, Meadows too. I mean, what if we got Josh Bellman's MVP next year just because he left the Pirates? Point is, I wouldn't be surprised if Musgrove buds into an ace within the next few years, but Musgrove, regardless, is a pretty solid pitcher and pretty underrated pitcher. Over the past 3 seasons, he has a 17.1 K- walk rate, a 4.08 SIERA, a 94 xFIP-, a 90 PCRA-, a 3.75 xERA, and a 75 DRA-. All pretty solid stats, and he's coming off the best year of his career, even though it was only a 60-game season and he only pitched like 40 innings. But what was the key? The development of his slider and curveball. His slider improved 182 RPM, and his curveball improved 137 RPM. His curveball usage also increased from 9.5% to 20%, and it was incredibly effective. He allowed just a 104 WOBA and a 148 xWOBA on it. Should he be able to keep this up and even possibly get better now that he's out of Pittsburgh, this is a great addition to an already strong Padres rotation. Next, the New York Mets. They got a very small piece, left-handed pitcher Joey Lucchesi. He can be a starter for this already loaded Mets rotation, or a long relief option if he needs. So far, he has a 4.12 SIERA, a 93 xFIP-, and 299 career innings. All in all, a good, solid back-of-the-rotation guy. Now, the Pirates got 5 prospects back. It was headlined by number 7 prospect Hudson Head. They also got right-handed pitcher David Bednar, left-handed pitcher Omar Cruz, right-handed pitcher Drake Fellows, and catcher outfield Endy Rodriguez from the New York Mets. First, Hudson Head, who is now the number 6 prospect in the Pirates farm. Head was drafted in the 3rd round in 2019, and in 2019 he had a 10.6 walk rate, a 20.6 K rate, with a 119 WRC+, and a 125 DRC+, at rookie ball. Head has very good raw power. He already can hit the ball 91 off a tee, and has a very strong arm from the outfield. He also has good speed, which can allow him to stay in center field. He honestly has some pretty good potential, but he's also very raw. This could be a very good piece for the Pirates in the future, however. David Bednar is now the 30th ranked prospect in the Pirates farm system, a 26-year-old right-handed pitcher. He actually has pitched in the MLB just 17.1 innings to this point, and has not really been that good. A 109 xFIP-, a 4.22 SIERA, and a 99 PCRA-. He is probably not going to be more than a spot filler, but right now that might just be what the Pirates need. Omar Cruz is a 21-year-old soft-throwing left-handed pitcher, and throughout 2018 and 19 rookie ball, A- and single A, he has a 2.38 ERA, a 2.58 FIP, a 3.11 xFIP, and an 84 DRA-. Like I said, Cruz only throws a low 90s fastball and also has a curveball and changeup. Scouting reports tend to prefer his curveball over his changeup, however, his changeup does complement his fastball well. While he's still likely a few years away, he could be a solid back-of-the-rotation guy. Right-handed pitcher Drake Fellows was also traded to the Pirates. He was drafted in the 6th round in 2019 out of Vanderbilt. He's unranked in the Pirates system at this moment, and I can't really find much on him, but he did have a 3.7 ERA throughout college. I don't really have much else to say about him, honestly. The final new Pirates prospect, catcher outfielder Endy Rodriguez. Currently the Pirates' number 20 prospect, he is 20 years old. Rodriguez could certainly develop his hitting tools, and if you look at his numbers just from rookie ball in 2018 to 2019, you can see he was pretty great. He has a 140 WRC plus throughout his time in the minors, along with very good discipline vision and a 133 DRC plus. He also has a very good arm. He could probably play as either an outfielder or a catcher. Really like this pickup for the Pirates here. They got a haul for Joe Musgrove, and it's definitely looking like a good trade for them right now. Now, Yates. Before coming to the Padres and developing the best split-fingered pitch in baseball, he had a 3.39 SIERA, which is not talked about at all. But certainly his splitter helped his breakout a ton. I mean, just look at the difference from 2016 to 17. Like, he legitimately became an entirely new pitcher with that splitter. From 2017 to 19, he only pitched 4.1 innings in 2020 due to injury. He had a 2.22 SIERA with a 60 FIP minus, a 63 xFIP minus, while striking out 38.5% of batters and having excellent control as well. He is still a top reliever in baseball, and it's honestly surprising that he only got $5.5 million for next year. This is a great pickup for the Jays. Well, Springer was confirmed getting 6 years, $150 million. Since 2018, the 31-year-old has a 138 WRC plus, a 129 DRC plus with a 378 xWOBA. He also has 0.6 base running runs per 650 plate appearances, and he also has 2 OA across 1,400 innings in center field in this span. He can even play right field if need be, where he's still a very good defender, which can be huge. I mean, honestly, this is just a great signing. I love everything about it. Springer is a borderline probably top 10, definitely top 15 player in baseball. Plus, he will be able to move to a corner outfield spot with success once he gets older. Like I said, I love this for the Blue Jays. So, Michael Brantley, heading back to the Houston Astros, he signed a 2-year, $32 million contract to stay in Houston. Brantley is a top left fielder in baseball, and there's no denying that. Since 2018, he has a 132 WRC plus, a 121 DRC plus, and a 360 xWOBA. He doesn't really add a ton defensively, but it's not exactly a defensive needy position, and he's not exactly helpless out there either. He clearly possesses good bat skills as well. This is a very good thing for the Astros, especially if they want to stay competitive in a tough AL West. Next, Jose Quintana is now an Angel. He signed a 1-year, $8 million deal, which is a pretty good contract for them. They get some starting pitching that they've needed for a while, and a pretty good starting pitcher too. It's a pretty team-friendly deal for a pitcher who's probably an average to slightly above-average pitcher, and was unfortunately injured last season. He only pitched 10 innings, which I hated to see. I love Quintana. But with the Cubs in 440 innings, he had a 4.2 SIERA with a 94 xFIP minus and a 98 DRA minus. He can be a very solid pitcher if he stays healthy, and I like this pickup for the Angels a lot. This could really help them take that next step just by getting a little bit of starting pitching help. Final thing I'm going to go over briefly is DJ Lemahieu. He re-signed with the Yankees on a 6-year, $90 million deal, which I don't think anybody expected. He was looking for like $25 million a year, and he got $15 million a year. This is a steal for the Yankees. It's a very good deal. They get the best second baseman on a pretty team-friendly deal. I mean, although it is long, it shouldn't be a bad contract at the end, especially if it's front-loaded. I'm not going to give much more about this, since DJ re-signed, didn't change teams, but yeah, I would say this is a pretty good signing for the Yankees. Well, overall, the Blue Jays improved a lot. The Padres got a really good breakout candidate. The Yankees re-signed the best second baseman in baseball on a very team-friendly deal. The Astros retained Brantley on a good deal, and the Pirates get a plethora of prospects to ruin. And the Mets get a solid lefty. I mean, I would honestly say the Padres won that trade, but so did the Pirates. I mean, that was basically a flush. Both teams did excellent in that trade, and the Mets get a decent reliever. I mean, I think they might have been able to get a little bit more for Rodriguez, but I don't hate the trade for them at all.
I'm in shock right now. I actually can't believe they actually did it. They actually signed someone for the first time. It feels like ever that they've signed a big name with George Springer, and the same day they signed Kirby Yates. So because the Jays only had like one good reliever, which was Jordan Romano, and I guess they had Rafael Delis, but with Giles being up the season, they didn't have anybody. Signing Kirby Yates was probably one of the best things they could have done. Hopefully he can have a good year. He's only $5.5 million, so. Yeah, hopefully Yates can fill that closer role the Jays need him to fill. With Giles being out, of course, Romano coming off a finger injury, I believe it was a blister issue he had. With that, him coming off of that, Delis only 1 year, a good production as a relief pitcher, and he struggled at first because of delivery. I think his delivery and mental game has causing him to struggle at the start of the year. But after the start of the year, he started to pick it up, and he pitched really well at the end of the year. Springer, I can't believe they actually signed him. I thought he was going to be a Met guaranteed, especially after they got Lindor. Springer as a J, I can't believe it. It feels so surreal. It's unbelievable. I'm excited for the season. I can't wait for it to start. They'll have an outfield of Gurriel, Springer, T.O./Grichuk. That's insane. The lineup seems like so good, and they can get another third baseman and it'll look insane. I don't know who they could sign or should sign, but I feel like third base is really a spot they need. Vlad's not gonna be a third baseman full time. He's a first base/DH. I think that's all he's really gonna end up doing. I don't think his fielding ability will allow him to go back to third. For starting pitchers, I really want to see him go after German Marquez. He's one of the most underrated pitchers in the league. Top 15, no doubt. I feel like the Rockies will value him fairly, but I feel like a lot of other people don't understand how good he really is. So if the Jays can get him, it's going to make the rotation really sneaky, and he, to be honest, could put Ryu at the second spot for rotation. For the third spot, I believe they should probably go after Jake Odorizzi or try to bring back Taiwan Walker, to be honest. Odorizzi, coming off an injury, but I feel like he can bounce back and be really good for the Jays if they were to sign him. Walker obviously was really good when we acquired him from Seattle. But yeah, I'm in shock. I guess if they were to get another reliever, it would obviously be Brad Hand. Need another lefty in the pen other than Ryan Baraki. Baraki's probably our best lefty reliever. Anthony Kay. Anthony Kay is decent, but I don't feel like he could be that full-time lefty guy. And they don't really have anybody coming up in the minors who could fill that role. So it's tough, but I'm really happy right now. I can't complain whatsoever. Sucks we couldn't get Brantley, but I can't complain whatsoever. I'm ecstatic right now.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned a little bit about these players. Like and let me know your thoughts in the comments or on Twitter at HaywardTroy. Don't forget to follow me. Subscribe if you enjoyed and you are not already. The link to Hoodie Vladdy's Twitter will be in the description, as well as thank you to Christopher for making the thumbnail for the video. His Twitter will also be in the description. Anyways, that about covers it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I am Jason Hayward Stan.